Library of Congress. Let's get to it.
A telephone down to him, but he would not use the telephone. But shortly after we had delivered the telephone, he got out of the vehicle and surrendered, and the tactical units that were close by took him into custody without incident. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Chief, were there any explosives in the vehicle, and do you know a motive?
We don't know if there are any explosives in the vehicle. It's still an active scene. While Mr. Rosenberry has been taken into custody and has been removed from the scene, we still have to search the vehicle and render the vehicle safe, so we don't know as of yet. We do know that Mr. Rosenberry has had some losses of family. In his, I believe his mother recently passed away, and we spoke with members of his family, and there were other issues that he was dealing with. There'll be more on that before at a later time.
Chief, do you have a law enforcement or military background?
We're not aware, according to his family, we're not aware of any law enforcement or military background.
What about the other explosives he talked about?
I can't.
About other four explosives, he said there are other 4 bombs in this video.
Again, it's an active scene that we're trying to render safe in terms of any other explosives. That's still ongoing.
How much longer do you think that will take?
Not that we're aware of.
How much longer do you think it will take to assess the scene?
Hours. It will take hours to assess the scene.
Chief Manger, was this a known figure to the Capitol Police?
No.
Chief, are you tracking movements before he arrived here at the scene?
All of that is part of what will be a comprehensive investigation. But right now, I just want to report that he is in custody and that that part of it is done.
But we don't know if he made any stops in D.C. before stopping here.
Not at this point, no.
What was his demeanor when he was arrested?
He gave up and did not resist, and our folks were able to take him into custody without incident.
How did you guys convince him to surrender peacefully? What did you say that got him out of the car?
We had been in communication with him, but when we delivered the phone, there were no conversations via phone. As far as we could tell, it was just his decision to surrender at that point.
Was he acting alone?
Right now, we have no indication that he was acting with anyone else, but that, again, is part of the ongoing investigation.
Do you know what he's being charged with?
At this point, we'll work with the U.S. Attorney in terms of getting all the charges together. The little bit of criminal history that we were able to determine was in the state of North Carolina, and it was nothing that serious. But we just, this is what we've been able to find preliminarily.
Do you see vehicles seen in and around the car? Anything else? Any other contents that you guys have been able to have visual of?
So we had information and evidence of what was in the bed of his truck, and there were some things that were concerning, but ultimately we were able to take him in custody without incident. But there were certain things that we saw in the truck, for instance, a propane gas container, but obviously that was not. At this point, we think that's safe.
Chief Manger, can you just clarify? Sorry, can you clarify the suspect's name?
I have
spelling of the name.
Floyd Roy Roseberry, Roseberry.
Roy with an O, or Ray with an A?
That.
We're going to be pushing out a release with all the.
I'm reading someone else's handwriting, so I don't know.
Where is he right now? Is there a mental evaluation?
He's in our custody right now.
But exactly where is he? Going to the hospital? Is there a mental evaluation?
The first thing is going to be criminal charges that are placed, and then anything there be any number of outcomes once he goes before a judge.
But he's in federal custody on this property, or like where is he?
Well, he was just taken into custody moments ago, so I'm not sure if he's still there, if he's been taken. He's been moved away from the scene. All right, thank you all very much. We appreciate it.
Chief, will this change your security posture going forward?
Do you guys have anything else you want to
Especially
add?
with September 18th. Will
Sure.
this change your posture at the Capitol going forward?
So, folks, obviously, to answer Kenneth Moten's question, we actually just rushed over here to brief you guys. So we're still processing a lot of information as well. As soon as we do, we're going to keep pushing things out on Twitter. We're going to put out a news release with full details, spelling, date of birth, all that stuff. We know you have a lot of questions. I'm monitoring.
You've been watching the press conference from Capitol Police right now. The news coming out of that is that the suspect in that active bomb situation in Washington, D.C. has surrendered. Investigators are saying he is now in custody. Floyd Rosenberry is the suspect's name, from Grover, North Carolina, born in 1971. The chief there was saying that this is still an active scene. He was out of the truck. He was able to be arrested. But they are still processing that truck. He's telling, he told reporters there, they have to render that truck safe. They are still kind of searching to see what was in there. This is a person who on the live stream said there were multiple bombs and was threatening that he had a detonator there as well. So they're treating that obviously as if it could blow up. Also, the chief was saying that he possibly had some issues and some losses as of late. As far as a motive, we are not sure. They said that they just rushed to the scene to update that the suspect had, in fact, surrendered and is in custody. We want to take you back now to the State Department, where Press Secretary Ned Price is still speaking with reporters.